I will collaborate with Faith if there is any job joined us together. What happened at Biggie's house is behind us, and this is us working hard to make ourselves somebody. I will not turn down any business to merge us together. Nobody planned for what happened in the house. That aside, I think Faith is a vibrant young man. Collaborating with him will not be a bad idea. Those were the words of Sultana, the queen of the sultans. Sultana, nice one. You know, since you have come out of the house, it has always been from one faith issue to another faith issue to the next faith issue to another faith issue. I think if you said 10 things in your interview, 8 of them was going to be about faith, and faith. Now, what is going to be the aim of what you want to do? Maybe it's the peace I've been calling for all this while. For you, for Faith, for everybody to let down their guards. But have you tried to reach out to him? Have you even understand the fact that yes, what happened was the fault of the both of you? Do you even understand that yes, you even had a fault in everything that happened first? Because that's going to be the first phase to full recovery. It will be easy for anybody, oh, Faith, drag this thing from a woman. Why will you do this? I watch online when some people say, oh, Faith hates women and so on and so forth. And it's a surgeon. And he takes delivery from the women he hates. Most of the faithfuls are women. So, whenever there's issue like this, people always bring that gender role to come and play to get more sympathy. I stood on my ground. I said it first that inside that bedroom, that head of house bedroom, I never knew something like this was going to happen first. When you were telling Jason had already given up on the game. He just wanted to go home and see his girlfriend and know what is happening. But you were telling Jason inside the head of house bedroom that, Jason, this tax that they say we should do, that was like on Tuesday, that you guys were going to do it on Thursday after the pool party. And at that point I was asking myself, I said, if Sultana said they are going to do this tax that Biggie want them to deliver on Friday, if she wants them to do it after party, pool party was going to end by 11. Then they will come to the house and start dragging leg, talking about the party, what somebody is drunk and doing this. And that is when Sultana will now want them to now do this tax that Biggie want them to deliver on Friday. Will it be fair on the task? That was what I asked myself. From that conversation alone, Sultana already had a fault. Because you try to put everybody in a box them to that day. Now you are talking about 8 other adults because Jason was already out of the matter. Emisi and some other people had already giving up. But you still have some other people that have the zeal to do the work. So what do you expect them to do? Just fold their hand and be watching until Sultana is ready for the task? When she was drunk was when she was going to do the thing. That was a fault. Then the next day you told them you wanted to go and ease yourself in the head of house bedroom. You went there, you didn't. After easing yourself, you stayed and wasted time. These people continued the work. That was where you got angry. That was not a fault from you, Sultana. So putting all these things together, you all had fault in the issue. But everybody blamed Faith. Everybody blamed him for what has happened from the beginning and everything. But it was a show. So you want to work with him. You want there. If anything comes, the first part to it is the both of you sitting down. Sit down together. If there's anybody that will even be easier, very easy to sit down with Faith in that house to discuss, it's going to be Sultana. You are the easiest person to sit down with him right now and say, hey, let's talk about everything. They can do it, but it's going to be Sultana first. Because you guys are the one that have that direct this thing that caused everything that happened. I advocate for you guys to settle. I've always been an advocate for peace. I've always been an advocate for, hey, the show is over. Some brands are going to need you guys together because the dynamic is going to work, like Emisi and Faith and Sultana's, Faith and any other housemate, because that's how the dynamic was. Brands are going to need you guys together. So what is going to be the right thing to be done? The right thing to be done is going to be only one thing: settlement. But settlement will start when you guys know that yes, there was something that happened between you all and that needs to be settled. And the first people that need to talk about this thing is Faith and Sultana. And if there's anybody that's going to call that shot, that person must definitely be Sultana. You are the person that will call that shot before we can now go to the part of recovery, before we can go to the part of any other thing. You have to call the shot, not Faith. To every action, there must be an opposite or a direct reaction. You started the action. I said, I don't know for what reason. That night when you were talking to Jason, I was just too aware. There was two things that I was so aware about in the finale. Two things. The first was Sultana and Jason talk about the task. And the second was when Emisi went to meet Faith in the kitchen that midnight and she was praying. But no matter what happened or no matter what has happened, the thing still remains one. You have to call the shots. Thank God Ebuka told you guys on how you guys were so lackadaisical about task. Thank God you guys always won, but preparation is key. What is always the part? How prepared were you guys was the thing. You leave preparation from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you put up practice on Thursday, execute on Friday. But because it was two teams, one person would always win. There were some days we feel like, oh, make nobody even win, make everybody stay hungry. But Biggie knows what he was doing. Call the shot, Sultana. It's your call.